We met Warda in a prison where she'll be spending the next 20 years of her life. She was found guilty of aiding and abetting her husband, Abu Omar al-Baghdadi, the former head of Al-Qaeda in Iraq, killed in a raid last year. For legal protection, her face must remain covered, her full name withheld. Her verdict is final, but she insists her husband kept her on the sidelines of his life.
I spent all my time at home taking care of the children. We didn't have television, cell phones, or anything like that. We were banned from these things. We received no visitors, even my family.
She speaks of a life constantly on the move, one in which she had no choices.
Of course I have regrets. Look what our life has come to, my children and I. One of my sons and I are both convicted. I have been deprived of seeing my other children.
And her eldest son, just 19 at the time, was killed alongside his father here, in the raid that destroyed their house and ended whatever family life they had. The trail of Al-Qaeda's destruction in Iraq extends not only to those killed and maimed in 8 years of war, but also to their own families paying for the actions of their husbands and fathers. A price incurred not just behind bars, but in homes across the country too, particularly in cities where the armed group once reigned supreme, like Baquba, northeast of Baghdad. This mother and daughter say they were both forced into marrying two Al-Qaeda fighters who broke into their home. The communions were performed by a member of the group with no legal contract signed. The women shared horrifying tales of late-night rapes by their husbands who only visited in the dark. They shied from showing their faces. The product of these marriages, a child each, including 4-year-old Zahra. With the fathers disappearing after a crackdown on Al-Qaeda in 2008, there's no proof that children come from a legitimate marriage. Therefore, they're not entitled to a birth certificate, can't be admitted to schools, and basically have no citizenship rights.
When we tell officials our story, no one understands us. No one's able to help us. Al-Qaeda destroyed this place, plundered homes and raped women, so no one wants to help us.
Even NGOs say there's little legal assistance that can be offered to these families, some suggesting the children, and there are perhaps thousands of them, be put up for adoption.
The best option for these children is to be admitted to orphanages where they will receive rehabilitation from counselors, medical care and education.
For Zahra, though, giving up her daughter is not an option. It's not her fault she's an Al-Qaeda child, the mother says. Rawya Rageh, Al Jazeera, Baquba, Central Iraq.